This is Devin with Writing Daily. I'm doing a couple new different things today, and I will let you know about it in a couple minutes. But for now, it's important to know that every single day I get on this microphone, regardless of how disheveled I am, to talk about some element of writers and writing more, writing better, getting over mental blocks, and doing all kinds of other fun things. Welcome, Marco. And today I'm doing a few things, actually. I am picking between two books. So if you have a favorite, these are two of the books that I'm working on today. I just finished a book. One is, didn't finish it. I finished a book, but I'm looking to start a new book. It is either Dana Johnson's In the Night, Not Quite Dark. I'm reading this off of the screen as I go. And the other is The Art of Misdiagnosis by Gail Brandeis. Both of them are fantastic writers. But you can help me decide. But I think the other thing that I'm going to talk about is what I'm doing for the automation side of things. Because as my little podcast develops, I'm getting more and more people who are interested on being on it. But the process of the intake part is really challenging. So I wanted to talk about that today. I'm actually working with a software called, and for anybody who's really looking for a scheduling software, let's say you need to make meetings or things like that, I use Acuity software, Acuity scheduling, and this is just an easy search. And welcome Mimi and Mitchell and Dave. Thanks for joining me. And so what I'm doing today is I'm putting together an intake form so people who want to appear on this podcast have a direction that they can go. And it's a little bit tricky, as it were, but basically what I'm doing is I'm making sure that anybody who's joining me is going to have access to the things that I need, meaning I want them to have a good mic. I want them to have reasonable lighting. You can see my ugly mug here today, so you can get a sense of what's going on with me, as well as reasonable background. In other words, you want to have good lighting, you want to have good sound, and you want to have something behind you that doesn't look absolutely terrible. I mean, I think probably what I should be doing is hanging up like just a sheet behind me. Caleb, welcome. And so that would be ideal, but I want to let them know that as much as possible. George, welcome. It's good to see you. And by the way, as always, please consider liking DevinGalaudet.com. Please consider sharing this post and doing all that kind of stuff, especially if you have a writer in your life who loves writing and wants to get more. So always feel free to consider hitting the like button or the wow button. But all that said, what I'm mainly focused on for this intake is to make sure that I know who is coming. So I want their name. I want to have the emergency contact. Hey, Liz, good to see you. It's been a million years. I want to have the topics that they want to discuss. I want to have any special questions that they want me to ask of them. And by the way, this information is something that I've learned just by focusing on what people are asking of me. And hey, Dev, no, that's what's to me from Liz. Good to see you, Liz, and welcome, Tom. And so, the idea here is that I want to put together an intake form that is going to make it as easy as possible for the long run for me to spend as little time as possible having back and forths with potential interviewees, as well as me being able to not spend so much time on it, and then they already know in advance what it is that I'm hopeful to get from them, because I'm about to send out this intake form to about 25 different people who have requested to be on this little podcast. By the way, thank you for the like; it's much appreciated. And so it's kind of it's sort of exciting that my little show keeps growing. And welcome to Morgana and Tanya. Thank you for being here. I totally need to just put this on my regular page. I keep putting this on my sort of like my author page, And this is, I think, probably way better, much better interaction. So I'm glad I know this. Yes, thank you for hitting the like and the love buttons. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now in terms of this podcast, because ultimately what I'm trying to do as a writer is to make sure that my voice gets to be heard. And the only way I can, or one of the ways that I can do that, is by putting myself out there. And this is one of the ways that you can. And what's fun about it is that it's easy, it's free. Clearly, I don't care about shaving or washing my face or even dressing up for that matter. Usually I try to put on a clean shirt. But so I think the important thing to understand here is that you want to make it easy for you and you want to make it easy for them, so you don't have to go back and forth 20 or 30 times. Because a couple of people that I've spoken to who've wanted to appear on the podcast, there's been this endless back and forth of ping-ponging of what kind of information you want to get. Andrew, welcome. And yeah, I don't know about the looking good part, but I'm grateful that you, must be out of your mind today. But that's what's happening. That's what's happening. And I'm actually grateful that you're here, Andrew. I hope that you are happy and well. So what I am doing is, obviously I'm looking to expand my horizons, and I have to put some of this stuff in automation. So just to confirm, I'm using Acuity, which allows me to, and it's a free program. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it does give me lots of free options to ask questions. So somebody can just quickly fill out a form and send it to me, and then I have everything that I need in one little basket. So getting back to my books today, like I said before, I'm finishing one. I'm down to 2 books that I want to read next. I'm going to get to them both because they're both wonderful, brilliant writers. And if you have an opinion whether I should go with The Art of Misdiagnosis by Gail Brandeis, who is actually somebody I absolutely hope to have on the show because she is a professor and a super smarty. And I think she is so nice. She's so nice and she's so talented. The other book is In the Not Quite Dark Stories by Dana Johnson, who's also a super smarty, and a dear friend of mine is studying with her right now at USC. So if you have an opinion, fire away. And by the way, if you have a question about writing or another topic that you'd like me to focus on tomorrow or the next day, let me know. Feel free to fill out the form, this little box here. And of course, make sure that you like this. I'm grateful for your comments. And whether you're watching me live or not, I do answer all questions. This is me. I do this every single day. I'm actually kind of getting used to it, and I kind of like it. And so anyway, thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. And if you have a thought about whether I go Gail Brandeis or if you have a thought I go to Dana Johnson, let me know. Again, I'm going to be reading them both, and with any luck, I'm going to cross my fingers that I can get them both on this little show with me, and I can hopefully introduce you to some exceptionally talented writers that are going to be coming in the near future. Anyway, thank you for joining me today, and I will talk to you again about another Writing Daily issue come tomorrow. Thanks so much. And do you believe it? There isn't a way to turn this thing off. Oh, I found the button. That's amazing. This was the longest ending of my live video in the history of the world. Anyway, again, tomorrow, Writing Daily. Thanks for being here.